Hello. So here we are. Where are we, Fizz?
Just at we're on our way to Julia Creek, not far.
South of Julia Creek, about 100 k's. The sun has just set. Got the fire going. We're by a dry creek bed. Anyway, we're getting some wood and found this gecko. So have a look at its tail. Steady. Fat tail. So I've seen these in pictures and on documentaries, whatever, but not one in real life. So just keep it steady.
Oh,
Is it in focus? Is it in focus?
Yeah.
Look at his tail. It's awesome. Let him go.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's interesting and amazing how. Hello, I'm back again. It's interesting how you can find things. It's really arid out here. not much landscape around, even though we've got lots of trees here. This is why we're camping here. But yeah, it's pretty arid out here, but little creatures, but plenty of them. And you can hear the birds behind you. So we'll let them go. What you doing?
Eating baked beans and cooking my toasty.
Nice. I mean, nice baked bean toasty. Tiptoe across the galaxy with me. Will you tiptoe across the galaxy? Itchy eyes.
Come on, we're going. Indee. Let's go.
This one I'm probably going to join the one on the left.
Oh, so cute. Hello.
G'day guys. So we're out north of Julia Creek. And there's not a lot to see out here, even though there's a few trees around. So much arid country out here, cattle country. We've just driven past what looks like a slow mustering process. You can just see behind me, I hope you can see that. I won't get too close because they're working. So he's pushing them up from one paddock to the next. Not chicken in here.
No way.
Belinda got me kind of a surprise, but then I walked in when she was getting it, so I wasn't really surprised, but it's still a surprise, I guess. Something plummy, something salty. Salty plum. Now, I like them. Are you going to try one now?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Well, I don't think I can bite it in half.
Well, I'll eat half.
I think I should just eat all of it. Okay, there you go. Oh!
Got to get past the saltiness. Take your sunnies off. Take your sunnies off.
Oh, how come? All over. Yeah.
Put it in your fingers.
I thought it got in my teeth. Do you think I did better last time or this time?
Can't remember the last time. Salty plums from the top end. Only a Darwinite person would know, I guess, or people on the top end, I guess.
How do you eat that?
Well, I
now.
warm myself up to it, so I'll eat bit by bit. But it's still salty for us as well.
Oh, you only eat half at a time.
That's
The
right.
king.
Still salty. And you can see this fence line on the right with the grass on it. That's floodwaters, and debris from the floodwaters getting caught on the fence. And we're just near a creek. It was a bit too populated, so Belinda wanted to come over here, and I wholeheartedly agree. There's no one here. We're just not close to the water, but this is great. And there's little billabongs around, little water holes, and stop and have a look at this one. So here I am, again on some beautiful waterways. This is a little water hole. And it's a bit warm here, sun's just setting. About 30 k's out of Karumba in the Gulf of Carpentaria. Great country, man. Really, really good country. We've got our firewood, our camp's almost set up. The sun is setting, and there's a little bit of urgency to me chucking in these opera house traps. Pretty sure there's some red claw in here because I just caught up with 4 chaps from a certain power company of Queensland. They're chicken power poles, and they reckon there might be some red claw in here, so let's have a look, see how it goes. Just glorious. If ever we have to wonder if we're lucky or not, just explore the country around you. Okay, this is what you may find. It's fantastic. This place is just amazing. Reckon probably got about half an hour before it gets dark. Just put in a couple of yabby traps. See what else we can find. And you know, it's funny, see what else we can find. Not that you need anything else. I mean, come on. This makes me so happy. You know, there's a bit of inner child in all of us, and if you're a bloke and you grew up in the bush like I did, yabbies and mud crabs and fish, top end bower of course, no matter how old you are, you're always going to have that in you, I think. And I do get really excited just at the potential or thought of having some yabbies and catching some fish maybe. So, yeah, it's so arid out here. Everything's dry, you know, really dusty. A lot of dust. Not that you could see it just then, but interesting country. 2 meters from the water level behind us in that little billabong, that little waterhole, but yet this place floods, and you can see that it floods because of the ground here. See, it's all cracked, sandy clay, and when we come to this fence line here, what's a telltale sign that it floods is on the barbed wire. You get all this organic material getting caught with the water that comes through at high tide with the floods. So you can see here, it all gets wrapped around the fences and so on and so forth, and just splendid. And here's a sneak peek of our little camp. Hey Belinda! Let's go see what she's doing. Looks like a nice fire to me. Where's Indee? Ah! See Indee under the trailer there? Right about there. Not much to see in this campsite, just the usual setup. Simple setup. Got a lot of gear of course for our work. But, there you have it. See ya. So we thought we'd show you the basic camp setup, which is basic, and also what a lovely camp meal might be. So we've got some lovely spuds, carrot, cabbage, drumhead, onion, vegetable stock powder, chickpeas, bit of coconut milk, which Belinda doesn't like, so we'll see how that goes, curry powder, bit of soup mix, and that should do it. One thing I might be forgetting, garlic. One thing we've learnt about cooking on the road is that Indee comes first.
Yummy, Indee, yummy.
Cabbage, onion, carrot and spud, bird in the back, I'm not going to show you the whole process, it's pretty easy, but one pot meal obviously. Learn from the best, thanks Dad. Stewie stew pot. Morning guys. Let's go check these yabby traps. Pretty nice out here. Let's check the first trap. Nothing. We'll go check the second trap, eh? So that is a red claw. See, he's got the red, beautiful red claws. Fantastic. Looks a lot like the marron of Western Australia. Pretty healthy looking. Chuck them back anyway. The great thing about those red claws is that if you're out in the bush and traveling the country like we are, you catch a fish, you catch a couple of them. It might not be a meal in itself, but if you catch a few, of course it is. But it's amazing when you've been on the road for a few weeks or quite a few days, a few months even. Something like that is when you've caught it yourself, cooked it yourself and all that kind of stuff. It's really uplifting. It can be really nice. And also even more uplifting perhaps is letting them go, which I'm sure that Belinda would agree with. So if we're only catching one or two, just like that, we'll chuck them back. Long live nature, I suppose, hey? So here's goodbye to that beautiful waterhole. We'll be back. And today we're off to Karumba. Might do a bit of fishing off the beach. High tide at 1 PM. It's about 8 o'clock now, so a few hours to get there.
Are you right?
Yeah. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, what a catch!
Hey, is that something? Is that something? It's what we come out in nature for.
It is. Oh, what a catch!
Hey,
Oh, what a catch!
hey,
Oh, what a catch!
hey, 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 hey,
Here at Karumba, Gulf of Carpentaria. A few guys fishing way over there. Caught some skippy or small trevally. And it's amazing wherever you are in the world or in Australia especially how varied the beaches can be. There's crocs out here, but it's low tide at the moment, or incoming high tide, and just have a look at this. Amazing. Sorry about the finger. Amazing, and you can see this huge pile behind me of shells. And what I like about this beach I guess you could say, one of its idiosyncrasies. That sometimes it's tricky to tell where the beach is, which is what I just showed you, and where the rocks start, or the reef. So, check this out. Excuse the finger. See around here, it's all hard. So all those shells back there, and there's a bit of mud down there as well, so what I'm thinking happens over hundreds of years or dozens of years. The mud settles down on those shells. Eventually, year after year, it solidifies and turns into a reef. Now this reef, these rocks all behind me, and all in front of me, that's all the same shell makeup. And it's pretty spun out. We'll have a close look in a second. Let's go have a look. So you can see here, that's all really hard. Keeps going and going and going. As far as the eye can see, even around the next point. So it's quite interesting, you know. You might be used to a certain area. You might be used to this particular beach, but for me, coming from Perth, the other side of the country, this is quite unique. Very interesting to have a look at. See a lot of history in the land here, of course. So yeah, the tide's coming in. I didn't have any luck fishing, but found some beautiful shells. With the driftwood that we got, Belinda and I got at Middle Lagoon on the Dampier Peninsula, Western Australia. The shells and the driftwood. I might need one other ingredient, so to speak, to want to start making something. So I wonder which spot in Australia that'll be. Glorious. See you next time. Absolute magic. Bliss. Easy. This is Australia. So I've just put some traps in that side. Now you might not be able to see it now, but way at the end there's a jabiru and a crane. Jabiroos are quite impressive when they're flying, that's for sure, up close. Long legs, big wingspan, very cool. So I'm just going to go sit down by the little billabong here. Maybe play a little bit of music.
Where the blue flowers are blooming today for Hannah's birthday, we thought. Yay!
And of course,
I'm looking out for crocodiles.
Belinda's looking out for crocodiles because
We're in Normanton.
there are crocs up here.
And I'm making sure they don't have nests on the banks. Check for no babies, because they'll be vicious.
Alright, I've got to find these cords.
babies.
Oh, we got one.
Yeah, two.
Finally got a couple. We'll have a closer look and let him go. So there's a standard size adult. Now that is a good size yabby, red claw. Apparently they get a lot bigger, but you see the red claw here? Hope that's in focus for you. A few parasites on his underbelly. Anyway, he's been out of the water long enough, we'll let him go. Hey, this little fella's already crawled away. Oh wow.
Oh, maybe the spider's dead. It looks like his back. What?
So you can see the ant nest Belinda's talking about? I've never seen that before.
You can see it starts from the ground over here.
Wow. Holy moly.
It's even up here. And look at this spider, but his back. His legs are linked in, but his back's empty. So I think he looks like he's got grip, like he's alive, but it's like his body's been like a
It's an egg sac where he's eating something, Fizz.
Yeah.
Wow, and you can see this pattern here too.
It's cool. It's like how he captures something.
I'd say that's another bug.
You look at them hanging down here like termites, stalactites.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, cool. Like stalactites, termite stalactites. Oh wow, yeah. And you can see there where that was the inside of the trunk. Now it's been eaten away.
Yeah.
So the trunk has
Didgeridoo.
fallen down.
Yeah.
Trunk's fallen down and
It might be one of these.
the ant nest continues to go up.
And it's been washed down in the water.
Is that in the way? I think that's in the way. You filming?
Yeah.
Thanks, Fizz, for being behind the camera. Right, so what I love about this setup here, if the croc jumps out, we've got some protection. Not that a croc's going to jump out. Let's see what the second trap's got. Two small ones and a good sized one. We'll have a closer look in a second.
Oh, yay!
See this beautiful purple here. I won't get my fingers too close because these edges of their tails can slice you up. I love the purple there. Again, this one's got parasites. So we're going to throw this one back.
Got little claws.
Look at his tail. Okay. One of the great things about travelling with somebody, of course, is that they bring something different to your own experience. For example, the white ant nest. The termite nest that Belinda found in the trees is fantastic. She's just rushed back to check on Indee and the fire. It's a contained fire within a nice little fireplace. And I'm going to lap up this environment here and play some real basic tunes on the guitar over the water. Dangerous waters seem so safe. Dragonfly, lilies too. Happy waters following the flow. Happy waters met by the wind. We are the dragonflies.
So I was a little bit excited seeing the spider. It was really interesting, so I thought I'd quickly share with you guys the representation of spiders. Being a spider lover, I always want to advocate for the beauty and the joy that they can bring. So the animal medicine of a spider is often referred to as judgment. And clearly when you think about it, many humans, when they see a spider, instantly they might go into a quick little state of fear and then they want to squash the spider. Now, a spider, what you do to another is a reflection of who you are, and that's a very quick judgment we make on the spider. Sometimes maybe it's the right thing if it's a poisonous one, but often the spider isn't poisonous. So if we can just stop, pause, have a look, try not to freak out and think, okay, this spider's fine, it's here to help, let it go on its merry way, or set it free. If it's inside, put it out. But the really interesting thing about a spider, what it teaches us, is a spider has 8 legs. Okay, and there are 4 directions on the earth: north, south, east and west, and there's 4 races: white, red, yellow and black. Now what happens, those 8 legs represent those 4 directions and the 4 races, and they come together at the body, which creates one. So basically, when you're judging another, a spider in this case, or another person, you're literally cutting off one of your legs and you're hurting yourself. So ultimately, the more we judge others, be that humans or creatures, the more we're judging ourselves. So let's open our heart and see the beauty that surrounds in every little being, especially spiders.
Bit quiet. There's wildlife around. No midges, no mosquitoes. Not too much understory of growth either in the vegetation. But serene. Anyway, let's head back to camp. See what Belinda and Indee are up to and check on that fire, eh? So we can gauge how big a juvenile Brolga footprint is by looking at this. Tall as my hand. Back foot down to here. As big as my hand. So we're leaving camp. Cromonton? Noiden. What is it?
Karumba.
So,
Karumba.
just out of Karumba.
And Normanton. That's why we say Narumba or Croydon.
Yeah.
Croydon.
And how would you rate it, Sis?
Absolutely awesome. Pretty much, probably 9 out of 10. The only thing that could be a little bit better if it was a little bit further away from the road. But seriously, as the sun went down, you didn't really hear cars. You just heard the birds come flying in. The Brolgas. That was amazing. And every morning the visit from the little rock wallaby.
Absolutely.
And Indee loved exploring. You had your place you could explore.
Oh, mate, fantastic little billabong, I guess you'd call it, or waterhole.
Creek.
The creek that's drying up now because it's middle of dry season. But it's a very healthy waterway. One of the locals reckons, pig hunter reckons, there's a 5 metre croc in there, which is definitely a possibility, but he also said there's a 4.5 metre one down the road, and we've heard from a number of people it's 3 metres. So maybe instead of 5 metres, he's talking about a 3.5 metre croc in there.
We might have meant 5 foot. That's what I was thinking. Hello, Indee. She's making her way out.
So we're just driving over some old cattle tracks that have been imprinted into the clay, and it's really bumpy, so we're going slow. Anyway, fantastic spot, you know, 8.5 out of 10, maybe even 9 out of 10.
Cape Barren geese.
Can you wind your window down? Can I get a shot of them steady?
How?
Just hold it steady. Facing towards the high. So that's the waterhole we're talking about. Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's Cape Barren geese, because that's Tasmanian. I don't know what they are.
Anyway, they're off. So yeah, 8.5, 9 out of 10, man.
They're definitely not geese. Look at that.
Kind of like ducks.
Yeah. I don't know where I got that from.
Belinda, the bushwoman.
Yep. From the wrong state.
Anyway, absolutely pristine out here. We've been here 3 nights. We did pack up once in between to go to Croydon, but
Karumba.
Karumba.
And yesterday morning, quick, not a proper pack up, but we left some of our stuff to run and get ice, baby, ice.
So, great camping spot. Missing the idea of a fridge, so we don't have to get that ice and stuff like that. We'll be back.
And also, so you can do your documentary music making, second battery.
Second battery would be great.
Here comes Indee. Going in. Yay! Good girl. We got through the bumps. She is making her posy.
So she's come for a bit of a cleanse, is what I do at the window. A loose fur. She sticks a bum on my face.
She loves it.
And I get it out the window nice and easy. Just floats out the window. No rubbish. We both recognise.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best things. No toilet paper anywhere. No rubbish anywhere. Like, it was, oh, so good. That was, yep. That was one of the best things, apart from the animals coming in.
So now we're off to Croydon to
Yep.
see
The kid
Miss
lives.
Dean,
Jane and the
Jane
kids.
Dean in the primary school, Croydon Primary School, State Primary School, Primary School, Habitat Primary School. They got a junior class and a senior class, and we're going to do some creative, imaginative, mindful work with them. Activities and play. Not so much work.
Play.
And what are we doing with the adults?
Sharing circle meditation.
Yeah, man.
Celebration.
How things have changed from only a couple of years ago. Much more of a focus on this well-being stuff. How we live, how we roll.
And play.
And play.
Which is what we've always done. But now we're bringing it to the people more.
Bring it.
Bringing it, sister, brother.
Okay, blah blah. See you later.